Moss, the director of the Human Rights Program at Hunter College, which is based in this building, the former home of Franklin and Eleanor Roosevelt, and Franklin's mother, Sarah. Sarah gave these twin townhouses to Eleanor and Franklin in 1908, and the Roosevelts lived here until the day that Franklin was inaugurated as president in March of 1933. So it's fitting that this building, infused with the spirit of Eleanor Roosevelt, should now be the home of the Human Rights Program at Hunter College. Eleanor, of course, was the leading proponent and drafter of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and a core group of its drafters met here in Hunter College in April and May of 1946. The Roosevelts, of course, had to address the terrible crises of their time, a severe global economic depression and the largest and most terrible war in human history, and set out to build a framework for international cooperation in addressing global issues after the end of that war. Climate change is, of course, one of the greatest human challenges of our time, with enormous consequences for the rights to life, health, housing, and food, and will cause tremendous displacement. So as we count down towards the Paris conference to negotiate a universal climate agreement opening on November 30th, the Roosevelts would be very pleased to have the Business and Human Rights Center in their home for tonight's program on climate justice and business, the 6th annual event in the Mary Robinson Speaker Series on business and human rights. A couple of housekeeping announcements. You may want to tweet during this evening's program, so please use the hashtags Frontline to Paris and CWNYC, that's for Climate Week New York City, projected behind me. And to go online, use the Wi-Fi network HunterNet, the username RHGuest, and the password Roosevelt1 ! Also, for those of you interested in attending other events here at Roosevelt House, you may sign up for our mailing list on the iPad in the lobby, or use the URL now on the screen. Our website has video of our other public programs, including the proceedings of our own two-day conference on climate and justice that was held here last spring. You might be interested in that. So it's now my great honor to introduce Heather Grady, who is the U.S. Board Chair of the Business and Human Rights Center. Heather is the Vice President of Rockefeller Philanthropy Advisors, former Vice President for Foundation Initiatives at the Rockefeller Foundation, and helped launch a new collaboration between major foundations and the United Nations to encourage philanthropy to engage more meaningfully in the post-2015 development agenda. So on behalf of Roosevelt House, I'm pleased to welcome Heather, the Business and Human Rights Center, and all of you to this evening's program. Thank you.
Thank you, Lawrence. And welcome everyone here at Roosevelt House, and anyone watching by live stream, now or in the future. Welcome again. This is the 6th in the annual speaker series, the Mary Robinson Speaker Series, and we are really pleased to have everyone here tonight. This is a very difficult task that I have, because not only am I introducing my former boss and friend, Mary Robinson, but I have to stand in for her since she was unable to travel to the U.S. this week. We do have a video message from her, but first let me say a few words about her. Of course, she needs no introduction, certainly not to this audience, but I just want to underscore a few of her accomplishments. She was born in County Mayo in Ireland and had many distinguished accomplishments at a very young age, serving on the Trinity College Dublin Law Faculty, becoming a member of the Irish Senate, and as a barrister, using law as an instrument for social change. She and her husband Nick founded the Irish Center for European Law at Trinity College, and 10 years later she was elected Chancellor of the university. She was the first woman president of Ireland, as everyone knows, elected for 2 terms from 1990 to 97, and was the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights from 1997 to 2002. She was the founder and president of an organization called Realizing Rights, the Ethical Globalization Initiative, and that's where I got to know Mary, working with her there for 6 years. In 2010, she founded in Dublin the Mary Robinson Foundation Climate Justice and serves as its president and board chair. She's won so many awards, serves on so many boards, but if I channel Mary and she were here right now, long before this point she would have told me to stop, so I will. I just want to say 2 more things. First, she's been a huge admirer of the Business and Human Rights Resource Center since its early days, and hence very unusually allowed us to name a speaker series in her honor. And finally, she's a very proud mother and grandmother, and her care for future generations is something that spurs her to work so hard on behalf of human rights and for climate justice. Let's hear the message she created for us tonight.
Warm greetings to you all. I'm really very sorry that I can't be there for the 6th year of the Mary Robinson Speaker Series on human rights and business. I'm very grateful to my friend Heather Grady, who will be my voice this evening, even though she doesn't have a particularly good Irish accent. I was really very pleased when I heard that the theme for this year would be climate justice, because I think it's really important that we're talking about climate justice leading up to the road to Paris in December. I'm very glad that business will be thinking about it, that you'll be discussing it. I hope you have a really good dialogue, and I look forward in the months to come to having further discussion and dialogue with all of you. So enjoy the evening, and I'm really very grateful to Phil Bloomer and his colleagues for maintaining this speaker series in my name, and in particular for focusing this year on climate justice.